Welcome into this episode of MaddenCast. Tonight we're going to be covering the AFC East division. We've got OMG here. We got Alex, the owner of the Dolphins, and then we got Glass coming back to help break down a few things with us. So to just give a recap, the East we got Dub, who's going to be the Buffalo Bills. We got Alex, as I said, with the Dolphins. We got Prevail moving over from Arizona to the New York Jets. And then we got Gordo, who had his team stolen, which was the Jets, and he wound up in New England with the Patriots. So that's how the AFC East is going to look at the beginning of MHU for the Madden 22 cycle. So, OMG, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. Hope you're doing well yourself.
Yep, for sure. Alex, what's going on?
Chilling, hanging out, box of Mike and Ike's.
All right. Glass, back again.
Hey, we back, baby. I'm gonna get like a development upgrade for this, right?
Stay tuned.
Oh, we're not supposed to talk about that? All right.
Let's see. Stay tuned. All right, so let's just jump straight into it. Division outlook. Break it down for us, OMG. What do you see happening in the AFC East?
So it's interesting because maybe it was joking, but somebody said that this division might be the best division in the league. And at first I laughed. But I think it might be the most, like, in terms of all of them are going to compete. I think this might be the most even. I won't say it's the best division, but this might be the most even division in the league. All of these guys, I think, are like A-, B+ tier. If we're saying that Brett is like S tier, so AFC stacked. We know the AFC stacked. So whether they compete in playoffs, we'll see. Alex is gonna do what he's gonna do. He's gonna find a running back and choose the shit out of him. And then Dub, I played Dub. He was a Bengals last year. With that Bills team, what he didn't win a lot of games and he didn't make a lot of noise. But what he did with that Bengals team wasn't that good. Him with the Bills is kind of scary. And Gordo's got a nice little squad over there. He could do some things. And then who's the last team?
Jets, Prevo.
Oh God. Yeah, that division is going to be really tough. Prevo's got his work cut out for him in terms of rebuilding that team, but they have a lot of really nice young pieces. But yeah,
I was just saying a ton of youth. Got a lot of young pieces over there.
Yeah, so I think this might be the most balanced division in the league.
All right, Alex, you leaving the NFC North, taking your talents to South Beach, and
yes,
taking the
sir.
Dolphins. How's it gonna play out for you? What's your plans for the cycle? How do you see this division shaping out?
Well, for myself at least, this is probably one of the first times that I've looked at a team and been like, wow, there's really very few holes, like just gaping massive holes like there were when I had like the Lions. Like when I had the Lions, it was like, all right, I don't have any safeties, I don't have any linebackers, I have one defensive lineman, But at least with the Dolphins, they have some decent pieces. Some guys are kind of borderline between that youth and that kind of getting past the development age. But I see myself personally having a decent little year, decent little cycle, developing some talent. I have a bunch of hidden dev guys, so real excited about that. The rest of the division. So originally, I just want to clear the air here. Originally, Frank was the Jets, but some logistics happened, and he had to step down, and Prevail had told me months or weeks ago that he was like, if Frank doesn't get a PS5, then I'm gonna step in and become the Jets. And I was like, oh, that's cool and all because I like Prevail, but Prevail is probably the only person last cycle that I played more than once or twice that I had a losing record against. So I wouldn't say I'm too excited about him being there. He seemed, some people just don't match up well, and he seemed to have had my number a few times. And he does his research, and my game gets real repetitive after a while. So I'm not excited about that. I will say that Prevail, I think, will be my biggest competition for taking the East. I was sad to see Devo leave, just because everyone kind of was like, oh, Devo's not very good, blah blah blah. But when I played Devo last year in the North, it was like constant. Like I had to beat that man probably 3 games in overtime, just because I don't know. Again, matchups, division games. Madden gets crazy in division games. The animations start going wild. He knew my game. Sometimes, honestly, OMG, I thought you were grabbing the sticks. I was like, this just feels a lot like OMG playing right now.
Yeah, we've gotten that for years.
Yeah, he was running some plays. I was like, I just played OMG like 2 weeks ago. This is real similar, but I knew it was him. And but yeah, I think I'll miss Devo. Enjoy the Cardinals dev. But I'm real excited that Dub is joining, because I think Sir Dub is one of the funniest characters in MHU. I think I think he acts like he doesn't care, but like like if stuff stops going his way, like immediate. I don't want to say like he just when you play Dub, and if you get up big, like he'll just be like, all right, I'm done, you win, and quit mid game. And I think a lot of people know that. I mean, against you, Vol, didn't he let you score like 90 points or something?
Yo.
I mean, yeah, he was trying to get me to score 100. Like
Right.
he was pushing for it. Yeah.
Exactly. And so that's the Dub that I know. I played Dub a few times, maybe once actually, last cycle, and I was beating him pretty handily, and he was in my DMs mid game and wasn't happy about it. I was like, bro, I'm just playing ball out here, I'm not trying to run it up on you. Maybe I had a breakout, so maybe I was kind of running it up, but I'm hoping that I can in the East become like how Beeman was with Devo and OMG, or with Dub and OMG, where that like there's true resentment and hate when he plays me, and that like he almost that because I'm pretty sure one time last year I was talking to Beeman, and he said that Dub was like, oh yeah, we're just gonna sim our game. So that's what I want. I want to get matched up with Dub, and he just gives me a sim W. that's how I want to go through the cycle. I'm glad Glass is enjoying that. And then, sorry, I'm long-winded. The last team, the Pats, I think Gordo made a mistake and during team selection got emotional. He lost his Jets and had a pretty decent like pick in the team selection. And instead of kind of taking a little bit of time and looking around and seeing who's available, he just kind of got emotional. Was like, "Oh, I'm gonna be in the East because I want to beat Frank or whoever took the Jets originally." Excuse me. And I think he's gonna regret that. I don't see Gordo as a team builder. I see Gordo as a load up and play type guy and a complainer. But I think that Pats team just needs a lot of work. Like it'll take a lot of moves, and I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how Gordo. I could be wrong, actually. Now that I think about it, Gordo did make a couple moves last Madden, but I just don't like when I think elite GMs in MHU, guys that are putting together crazy squads. Gordo's not, to me, is not even in the wheelhouse, but I could be wrong. So yeah, that's my insight. Sorry, long-winded.
I mean, you're good. You're the one that's in this division, so you got the most to say. All right, Glass. What how you feeling about
I
the
think
AFC East?
I think it's definitely debatable. I think one could make an argument that this is probably one of the top 2, top 3 divisions in this next cycle, at least how it is right now. But I think what people probably won't argue about is it's definitely going to be the most entertaining to watch from the outside in, just because of the characters that are in this division. I don't know if Dub knows how funny he is. Like, I don't know if his attitude towards this game is really funny because we know he cares because he keeps doing it. But it's just really funny to watch. Gordo's super petty. I was in a division with him in another league last year, and that man can hold a grudge. He doesn't forget, and he can play emotional because of it. Alex
Super
is just
emotional.
yeah. I mean,
Careful.
Prevail is good. Prevail's good. It's just it's a good all around division. So yeah, I think it's probably one of the better ones in the league, but undoubtedly one of the most entertaining for everyone else looking from the outside in, at least where it stands right now.
All right. So back to OMG. Next question: who's going to win the division season 1, and who's going to win the most divisions?
If Alex dumps all the players on his trade block, so he's got his best corners, he's got a lot of his best players on the trade block. If he dumps them, I could see my bad, Dub. I could see Dub winning the division season 1, strictly because that team is pretty good.
Holy shit, you're high.
Just season 1 though. After that, it's a different story.
All right. Answer the rest of the question, though, OMG. Who's going to win the most division titles?
Oh, the most division titles? Oh, Alex, hands down, no question.
Okay. Good man. Good man.
Easy, quick maths.
Quick maths. Did we lose Voles?
No, you're good. I was sorry, I had to boot a guy out of the Discord server. So, anyways, yeah. So, did OMG you finish? Alex, did you touch on it or no? Sorry,
No, you're fine.
I had to get him out of there quick. It was a bot, so.
No, you're good.
Um,
So first year, I think OMG has a good point. Because I'm trying to move these really talented corners that I have. But who's to say I don't move those talented corners for talented players at different positions and not just youth, I'm typically the type of guy that just wants youth and wants to, excuse me, and just wants to build a team until season 3 when I'm comfortable, season 4 when I'm comfortable, and then I can actually kind of start competing. But in my mind, I don't think any team in the AFC East is really built that well right now. I honestly, like I said, if I don't move those 2 corners, I honestly think the Dolphins are the best built team. It's hard for me to say that the Bills are, besides Josh Allen, the Bills really have nothing else that the Dolphins aren't better than them at. I mean, if you go down the list, halfback, we'll 100% have a better halfback. Wide receivers, we have better. Stephon Diggs and Cole Beasley, actually. Damn, I forgot. But I think the Bills, besides those 2 wideouts and Josh Allen, are right on par with, or like not even close to as good as how the Dolphins are built. I just don't think. I don't know. That's just my opinion. But I'm gonna go off the pure use stick skills. I'm probably gonna give it to Prevail first, first season, and then from there, once I've turned my halfback into a god and won MVP, and Tua is 90 overall superstar dev. Shout out Wolves. Then I imagine that I'll take the rest of the division titles. Not to be cocky.
All right, Glass.
Not to be cocky. I think the first season is going to be kind of like a slop fest around the division. Like I don't see anyone like running away with it. I think that most of these teams have like brighter days ahead of them than where they are right now. Like none of the rosters are like, I don't see any of the rosters being able to just be like heavily leaned on for the talent that's already on it. So I think that a lot of teams are building in the future. So I think the first one's going to be a mess. Prevail, I think I'll give it to him for the first one. But I think beginning to end, who's going to have the worst time personally in this league or in this division? Excuse me. It's going to be Gordo. I think that like Gordo and I are like a little similar, which is why I like got really irritated playing with him, and I think he would say the same. And if there's one thing that like people with personalities like Gordo and I, if I'm reading this correctly, if there's one thing we hate, it's losing to like cocky motherfuckers like Alex that are, I don't know. It's just like, just doesn't sit well with you after it because he's just gonna just like move on, and he was already texting people before saying like I'm already in the next round of the playoffs or something like that.
That's only when I got matched up with you, Glass.
See what I mean?
Everybody else got my full attention.
Like, I know that if I was in a division with him, I'd just be like this motherfucker the whole time. And I think that Gordo's gonna have a hard time with that because I know him. I was in a division with him. I think he's not gonna have a lot of fun.
I think, to be fair and to defend myself, if you ask any of my division mates from last year, Phoenix, Devo, B Hustlin, Ashanti, I was never ever cocky to them.
Yeah, Madden superstars. Yeah.
But I was never cocky to them. I never talked shit to them, I only talk shit to the people that I know it'll really bite at them. So like you, for example.
Yeah. Do it to Gordo.
Gordo.
Giving you some scouting advice, yeah.
But no. I think everybody can be a little cocky. So maybe some people can be real fumble. Vols. But
hey, I'm just hosting here. I ain't involved in this.
I'm just I try hard not to be an ass. Now that I have a belt,
gotta try harder.
Yeah, might have to try a little bit harder. At least I'm not Sundance. Sundance doesn't know how to act.
Yeah.
He's never been there before. He doesn't know how to act.
Someone let him once.
All right. One last question. Actually, I got one question for Glass, and then I've got one question left for everybody. Whose NFC North division is the weakest? Alex's from last cycle or mine this cycle?
Yours this cycle.
Oh, Alex's from last cycle. That's not even a question. Sorry, really? No offense to the people that were in it. Yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to clear that up.
You ever played B Hustlin', man?
Who's the Lions?
He was a Lions. It was Phoenix, B Hustlin', who was like
Devo.
Yeah.
I mean, like, no disrespect to those that are in it, but
that's crazy. That
like I think a lot of divisions
and now he's disrespecting people.
No,
Mm,
like
mm, mm.
come on, man. You could just like use records to go back on that. It's
I think
yeah.
BZ.
I think that every division has like at least two people in it. This except for maybe the AFC South because there's a couple of wild cards down there. Every division has at least like two like people that can hold their own. That like you wouldn't be like mind blown if you saw them in the playoffs. But it was only one last year for that. But listen, Vols like not far behind is your current one.
I just needed to know. That's all. That's just curious. All right. Moving in to the last question, and then we'll wrap it up with final thoughts. Um, who, if anybody, does anybody win a Super Bowl in the AFC East? To my knowledge, let me think real quick. No, nobody in the AFC East. None of these teams have MHU Super Bowls. Alex has one as an owner, but as far as the franchises, the four franchises, um,
Oh, you mean the friend? I was like,
yeah, Patriots came close with Beeman. But as far as the four franchises, none of them have MHU Super Bowls, so AFC East does not have one. Does the AFC East get its first Super Bowl? Um, does Alex add a second? Let me hear your thoughts. How many Super Bowls AFC East gonna add this
None.
cycle?
None.
All right, OMG says none.
Zero.
Alex,
one.
who's the one?
Either myself or Prevail.
Okay. All right, Glass.
Yeah, I'm gonna say one. Probably Alex, and he'll get cockier because of it. It'll be awesome.
I love you, Glass.
All right, well, we'll wrap it up with that. Anybody got any final thoughts you wanna say regarding the division, regarding anybody in MHU, AFC, NFC, whatever? Anybody got any final thoughts before we wrap it up?
OMG.
No. Let's have
Glass.
a good cycle. That's it.
I'm just excited to see BZ draft because the last time that happened, we all know what went down.